Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20, breaks free to the 25 to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. It's the weekend, baby. And I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Whew. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. Now, if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Go to that page as well. Like that page. And then not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll be following Shawn and Maya in the morning. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, like it's been long enough, for real. Listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. Okay, also click the little bell that's next to it. That's the notification button. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, if you did, please don't tell me you didn't know we had our own mobile app. What you probably missed, man? Listen, go to wherever you get your apps from. It doesn't even matter. Whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy's, Montgomery Ward, Woolworth, Venture, wherever you get them from. You go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles, thanks to my man Clarence, Counsel III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. And if you're watching this on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. Yeah. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. We are there. We are live right now on our Roku channel. So if you have a Roku device in the house, do us a favor. Okay, do us a favor. Go there, download Sports Zone Chicago's tile. Download the tile to your television. Put it right next to Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Showtime, Paramount Plus, Stars. Oh, which reminds me, I got to catch Power with Tommy. Power Book 4 Force with Tommy. That stream started streaming at midnight. I got to catch that after the show. All right. Put it right here on your Roku device. If you have more than one Roku device in the house, do us a favor, download it to all of them. Just do us that solid. Appreciate it. Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI, at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online, you want to know what I did? Well, let me tell you what I did. You want to know what I did? Here's what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle. For Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, the Snapper, and TikTok. All one handle at The Shawn Sierra. If want to follow my lovely co-host, Maya Kai, you can follow her on Facebook and Twitter at the Sports Chica. If you want to follow her on Instagram, because you're an IGer and you do it just for the gram, we'll just follow her at Maya_Akai. It's MAYA_AKAI. We have a phenomenal show for you. Phenomenal. But we need you to get interactive. So listen, whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, whether it's our mobile app, you can't get interactive with Roku, but that's okay. If you're watching on any of the other 3 platforms, leave a question or comment on that particular platform. It'll come up here on the thread. We will add it to the show. We'll put it up on the screen, add it to the show, and you know what? That's what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. Is you. Is your questions, your comments, your smart ass remarks, your participation. Bring it, baby. Bring it all. We want it all because ain't nobody scared over here. Nobody scared over here. Like my man The Rock said, don't sing it, just bring it. Bring them. Talk about it. All right, let's talk about it. Man, excited. Today, 10 o'clock, my man Ken Davis from NBC Sports Chicago. He's going to join us, talk about this craziness that's going on at Hallis Hall. All the crazy reports, the media reports that are going on there as well. It's quite embarrassing. Quite embarrassing. You know, people that we have become the butt of jokes. Right? The butt of jokes from national pundits. All right. From Stephen A. to Joey Taylor to Skip Bayless. We're a joke. So I'm going to talk to Ken today. We're going to talk to him today. And we're going to find out, is this fixable? Is this situation fixable? What can be done? Because it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But let's see. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to check out who's on the text line already. Who's in the chat already. Cornelius Squalls, what up? On fire last night. How you doing? Man, thank you. My man Vernon Fairley in the Mickey Ficky house. Oh, look it. Interesting. Yeah, she was on Wednesday. I don't know what to tell you, Papa. I don't know what to tell you. That's what happens if you skip a couple days, Vernon. That's what you get. That's what you get, bro. My son Walls in the Mickey Ficky house. It has TGI Mickey Ficky Friday, man. Baby, you know how it is. You know how we do over here. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr., he's in the house. Man, let me tell you something. It's man. So if Junior's watching, that must mean that Jeremiah is watching. Jeremiah and Armandito. I know you're at school. Oh, actually, there's no school today, is there? Well, anyway, Armando Emeterio, a lot of the four, Dito, Jojo, and Jeremiah. Good morning. Good morning, guys. You too, Junior and Patty. Thanks for watching, for tuning in. I truly, truly, truly appreciate it. I don't know. That's a good question, Cornelius. We got to figure that out. We got to find that out because some things were said. Okay. Some things were said and reported on that were false. However, the other things that were said and reported on have not been confirmed. So we got a notice from Hallis Hall, from the Bears, that Hallis Hall was not rated. Ian Rappaport echoed that sentiment. He tweeted that out. He also tweeted out that Peanut Tillman is not involved in this matter at all. He also said that the league is not getting involved. The league is not involved in this situation at all either. So people who reported that Williams' house got raided, the Hallis Hall got raided, Peanut Tillman informed Coach Eberflus of the raid. Just off. Just off. But what hasn't been confirmed nor denied is the raid on Coach Williams' house. That has not been confirmed. Some people are saying it's true. All right, some national people. I don't know. I would love to find a neighbor, get a neighbor on and say, hey, the police raided, Coach Williams lives over there and they raided his house on Wednesday or Monday. It's got to have neighbors, right? It's got to have neighbors. We'll see. I don't know. Cornelius, a lot's going on, man, and that's not even the football part of it. That's not even the football part of it. That's why I can't wait to talk to Ken at 10 o'clock. The Justin Fields situation, the Alan Williams resignation, the Justin Fields, where he said he threw the coaching under the bus. It's not what he said. He said the coaching, and it's not because he said the coaching and it was himself overthinking. So he's overthinking the coaching is what he was basically what he's saying. He in the press conference, he talked about being a perfectionist and he's got to stop trying to wait for everything to be perfect. That's on him. So all the big names, a lot of big names said, oh, he blamed the coaching. No, he said there were a couple of things that were the cause of his playing robotic. Okay, coaching was one of them, but also his thinking, his overthinking as well, or waiting for the perfect moment to make the play or to make the throw. That's another one. So there's a list of things, and it's not just coaching. It's not just coaching. And he didn't say the coaches are it was frustrating how that just took off. Frustrating. Okay. So, he gives you a couple of things. Himself, him overthinking, him being a perfectionist, as well as the coaching and what they want him to do. But everyone just says, oh, it's the coaching. He's blaming the coaches for this. It's not what he said. But everybody runs with it, and everybody sticks to it. And the local reporters do it. The national reporters have done it. Yeah. It's a frustrating time for him, but luckily he's free now. Luckily they've worked it out. They've hugged it out. And hopefully we see a much more loose, relaxed Justin Fields on Sunday, because Lord knows we're going to need it. You're going to need the best Justin Fields that we have. You're going to need it against the defending Super Bowl champions. Well, that's the whole thing, Cornelius. If you jump out and you say something like that and it's reported false, you lose a lot of credibility. John Z Sports, he came out early and said he didn't know about the raid at Hallis Hall, the raid at Williams' house. He had sources. And then he doubled down on it and said, I stand by my sources. Well, unfortunately, he got that one wrong. There was part of it wrong. He said the house and Hallis Hall, but there was nothing at Hallis Hall. Nothing at Hallis Hall. And he said Peanut Tillman was involved. It's like, man, dude, like, it's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, he's saying he stands by it. Yeah. He said Bears legend Charles Tillman broke the news about Alan Williams to Matt Eberflus, Ryan Poles, and Kevin Warren per sources. Says Eberflus cried and could not believe what happened. Poles and Warren do not blame Eberflus for having Williams on his staff. Yeah, and then he also wrote that Williams' house was raided. He said Hallis Hall was raided this morning. So he stands by it. Hell's Hall came out and said we were not rated. So, wow. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. But listen, guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show. We got to get into it. We got a lot to talk about. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
The first top of the morning topic. What are we going to start with today? You know what? Let's get this out of the way, and we can revisit this at the bottom of the hour. We're going to talk a little baseball here in Chicago. Yesterday, the Cubs fall to the Pittsburgh Pirates 8-6. The professor was on the bump. He got the loss. He's 6-8. He went 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 5 punch outs. Dansby Swanson was 2 for 5 with a homer, his 22nd, driving in 3 RBIs, his 79th of the season. Nico Horner was 2 for 4 with his 27th double of the season, driving in his 66th. And Tauchman was 2 for 5 with with his double. His 16th double, and driving in his 47th run of the season. Cubs are in a free-for-all right now. Not the time to be having this. And the Cubs, they host the Rockies, the Colorado Rockies, for a weekend set at Wrigley. They're 2 games out of the final wild card spot. Wasn't it just a week ago that they were in? They held the final wild card spot. That's what happens when you lose 5 in a row at this stage of the game. All right, Jameson Taillon is on the bump for the Northsiders. He's 7-10 with a 5.27 ERA, going up against Noah Davis, who's 0-2 with a 9.58 ERA. First pitch is 120. That's going to be on the Marquee Network, and that's going to be at 6:70 a.m. on the radio side. Tough. Have been folding. They've been folding. You know, they've wilted under the pressure. I don't know what else to say. Truly, I don't know what else to say. They had everything there. You had it laid out. Going back to last week, you had it laid out. You had the last wild card spot. You were half game up, facing the Diamondbacks, who were actually right behind you. They took all 3. So from a half game up, you went to 2.5 games back, and the fall has continued ever since. You can't keep losing to teams like the Pirates. Not at this stage of the game. Not at this stage of the game. So we're going to talk about that a little later, but they're doing themselves a huge disservice. The next top of the morning topic, the White Sox. The White Sox are a 3-game set in Boston. Wicked piss over there. Touki Toussaint takes the bump for the Southsiders. He's 4-7 with a 5.40 ERA. He's going up against former Southsider Chris Sale, who's 6-4 with a 4.66 ERA. First pitch today is at 6:10 Central Time. It is on NBC Sports Chicago on the TV side, and the radio side, their flagship, AM 1000. You know, the White Sox are doing what they do best. They're just coasting along, and that's pretty much par for the course for them. Last season, this season, just coasting along. If it's, they don't get a little too excited, try and stay chill all the time, and they do a good job of it. And it's frustrating. And I will say this. Some people have played better since the firing of Kenny and Rick. Yo Moncada in particular. But that is a little bit too late. Okay? A little bit too late. The biggest issue I have is the talent that's being wasted. The lack of desire from these guys. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Right at the bottom of the hour, we have baseball talk at 9:30. But let's keep it moving. The next top of the morning topic: the Blackhawks started training camp yesterday. Had their first practice. Connor Bedard, 19-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid, in the building. A lot of expectations for this kid. A lot of eyes on this kid, evidenced by the amount of season tickets that were sold immediately after the Blackhawks didn't even draft him, immediately after they won the lottery to draft him. The insane amount of season tickets that sold was millions, like 4 million, 3 million, 4 million, something like that in season tickets. Went through the I just think that's amazing because you understand what kind of guy, what kind of player this kid is. And if you didn't know, you need to take a look at what's happening. What happened his first game in the Prospects game. He scored a hat trick, 3 goals. This kid is ready to take Chicago by storm. I don't think he can fathom, he understands what position he's in. He's in a great spot right now. All right, the city is devoid of heroes. All right, see how fast everyone turned on Justin Fields? Ain't that some shit? How fast everyone turned on Justin Fields. He's still a running back. He's a running quarter. He can't throw from the pocket. He can't do this. He can't do that. He can't do this. He's not the guy. Trade him. Put in Tyson Bagent. All these people who probably some of them have Justin Fields jerseys. And they're talking this nonsense. See how fast, how fickle a fan base can be. And just for the record, I have not lost faith in Justin. Tyson Bagent, the only time that you should see the field right now. Well, first of all, you're third because they re-signed Nate Peterman. But the only time you should have saw the field is if in a blowout or if Justin got hurt. That's the only time. Because if you took Justin out to put in Tyson Bagent, and Justin isn't hurt, then what you're doing is you're signaling the end of the Justin Fields era here in Chicago. You can't go back to him. Say, well, we were just playing. We need you now. No. But Connor Bedard has the world at his fingertips. Very similar to Patrick Kane. 15 years ago-ish, 20 years ago. Give or take, a little less than 20 years. Okay. This guy is uberly talented. And a lot of eyes. They're not going to win a Stanley Cup this year. Let's not fool ourselves. They might not even make the playoffs. But what you want to see is growth and development from this guy. There's a lot of good pieces here. A lot of good pieces. And that's the one thing that you have to have in any team. You need role players. And the best coaches take these role players, tell them what their role is, and let them flourish. Okay? But every team's got to have a superstar or maybe 2. And the rest role players. Everybody's got to know their role. Know your role, jabroni, and shut your mouth. So they got role play. They got good role players now. A lot of youngsters. So the Blackhawks are in a situation where the Blackhawks are in a situation where There's not a lot expected. They're letting these guys grow together. They're getting a whole bunch of young talent, very similar to when they were building this thing with Taze and Kane. So you want excitement, you want growth, you want to see development, you want to see chemistry. That's what you want. And you want to see these guys playing tough, playing hard. That's what you want. We'll see how that plays out. And the last top of the morning topic before we go to commercial. The Bears in Hallis Hall was a frenzy on Wednesday. As the Bears prepare for the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, they're taking off tomorrow. They play in Arrowhead. Game time is 3:25. Okay, that game's going to be on Fox on the television side and AM 1000 on the radio side. It's going to be I'm quite anxious. I'm quite anxious to see how well this team bounces back. I'm quite anxious to see how well they are galvanized, if they're galvanized, and how galvanized they are. Okay, there's a lot of distractions going on at Hallis Hall, and a couple of things could happen. One, it could just fall apart at the seams, and that's very, very true, very real possibility. Or it can galvanize them where they really put up a lot of fight and want to get rid of the noise, and they can go upset the Chiefs. That's not so likely. So somewhere in between is where they're going to fall on Sunday. Where? We don't know, but that's going to be the fun part in watching. That's why I'm anxious. Does Justin let his legs do the talking? As well as his arm. Once they start mush rushing or they start trying to box him in, leaving things behind, leaving openings behind the second level, can Justin get it to them? Is he going to play more free? Is he going to say F it, like he said at the press conference the other day? F it, I'm going to and play free. I don't know. Bears fans can only hope that's what he does. We're going to find out. We will find out. I have a lot of confidence in this kid. The one knock that I do have on him is that he's too nice of a guy. He's too nice of a guy. And he trusts people too much. So he trusts his coaches too much. He trusts his teammates too much. And you're thinking, what? There's got to be a level. And I said it the other day. I said it last night on a couple shows I was on. I'll say it today. Justin Fields doesn't have an asshole in him. Okay? He doesn't have that asshole in him. And that's a shame because you need it. All the great ones have it. All of them have it. From Michael to Larry to Magic to Mahomes to Brady to Favre to Rodgers to Breeze. They have it. And so he's got to be able to say, you know what, not just necessarily go with the play that's called, but defy him like, oh, this is stupid. Let me run. Let me call this. And then have the understanding that, okay, if they're in a cover three, let me run this. I'll call these routes. And if not, I'll audible. If I don't see a cover three, I'll audible at the line. He doesn't have that personality. He has a good soldier personality where he does what he's told. And he's got to get out of that. He's got to do things his way. He's really, and here's the thing, is that just because he breaks through the pocket doesn't mean he's running. You can break through, you can have pressure, break through, and then just go lateral. Stay behind the line of scrimmage and let your receivers break open. He can do that. That's what we need to see. Because if he busts through and all of a sudden, here's the thing. If he busts through and you're a linebacker in space, Man, you're coming up, and now a window behind you just got huge because you're coming up, you're thinking Justin's going to run, and you're caught in no man's land. You're literally caught in no man's land. Do you go get him, or do you stay back? If he stays back and he gets a head start, first down or a chunk play. But if you attack him, now the middle of the area that you were guarding his zone has been vacated. Quite the dilemma. Well, listen, let's take a quick break. All right. On the other side of the break, we have some baseball talk, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Two down, and Dansby Swanson the batter.
Line drive, base hit, left field. Happ is in to score, and they're on the board. Swanson an RBI single, 3-1.
1 for 4.
Line drive, base hit, out into right center. Around third, and coming in to score is Gomes. The Cubs have cut it to 5-2. And Tuckman an RBI single his last time up. Drilled left center field. That one back on its way. Out of here. Swanson.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Marquee Network. It's for the Cubbies. It's the Cubbies. All right. Tough loss yesterday. You just can't. You can't fold and flinch like you just did. Okay? You just can't do it. You can't do it. Not at this stage of the game. All right. In the last 10 games, the Cubs are 3-7. When you're fighting for a playoff spot, when you're holding the last playoff wild card slot, and you're playing the team that you're playing is directly behind you, you cannot get swept like they did against the Arizona Diamondbacks. You can't. You know, I'm going to give my Cub fan friends some shit. I'm definitely going to do that. Okay. But I feel your pain. Like, that sucks. And the Cubs, like, what do? Now, the only thing that you can do, technically now, is control the controllables. Because it's out of your hands now. All you can do is win games. That's the only thing you can do right now. 153 games. There's 9 games left. 9 times. Your son's been absent from school 9 times, Mrs. Bueller. You got to go 6-3, 7-2 in these last 9 games. You're 2 games behind, 2 games out of the last wild card spot. Arizona, the team that just swept you, holds that last wild card spot. You can't. It's the pitching has been bad. It's been given up. The bullpen has been struggling. The hitting, they tried to come back the other day. When Canario hit his home run, his grand slam, his first home run, and fell short. Where does the blame lie? Why could they not get it done? Why did they have that 5-game losing streak at that particular junction? Why? Why? You know, the pressure bursts pipes or creates diamonds. And some of the guys, and let's not get it wrong, Bellinger was in a little bit of a funk as well. Not a long one, but one that came at the most inopportune time. The most inopportune time it came. You're like, fudge. But a lot of younger players, pitching staff, So, what do you do for the Cubs if you're the Cubs? What do you do now? Because now the playoffs are probably out of reach. And truth be told, if you can get back close, Milwaukee's going to win the division, today or tomorrow? What's their magic number? Like 2 or 3 now? Something like that? I don't know if I don't think they have magic numbers in the paper. Here it is. It's 3. The Brewers' magic number over the Cubs to clinch the division is 3. So the division is 3. So they're going to win it eventually. Within this series and next series, because there's 3 series left. Within the first 2 series, Milwaukee's going to win 3. The combination of Cubs losses and Milwaukee wins is going to equal 3 in sometime in the next 6 games. So if the Cubs can win these, say in the next 6 games you go 5-1. Okay. Maybe you gain some ground on Arizona. And the last 3 games against Milwaukee, you're hoping that your division foes, rivals, can do you a solid and basically rest their players. Once they clinch the division, they're good. You're not going to play your starters the majority of games. If they start, they're going to go once through the lineup and that's it. One time at bat and done. Maybe the Cubs can gain some ground there. That's where they have the best shot. So you sweep the Brewers in the last series, but the Brewers they're playing their whoever they decide to bring up to the show in the expanded roster. Whoever they decide, you ain't going to get the Christian Yelich's and the whole nine. Now those guys are going to be resting. So there's still opportunity for the Cubs to get into the playoffs. Now, what I said is it's beyond your control. If Arizona doesn't start losing, you're shit out of luck. And you have no one to blame but yourself. Arizona's they're on a 5-game winning streak right now. When the shit hit the fan, when the rubber hit the road, the Diamondbacks delivered. When the rubber hit the road, the Cubs did not. Period. Point blank. End of story. You could have pushed the Diamondbacks so far back behind you. They're a half game. Imagine if you swept. Now they'd be 3.5 games back. But you got swept, so you're 2.5 games back. Arizona stepped up, seized the moment, and the Cubs did not. So there's no one to blame but yourselves. Nobody. All right? No one. Arizona's 81-72. Man, the Cubs right now are 79-74. Just think. But if they don't make the playoffs, what do you do? Now, who do you bring back? Now you got the debate. Stroman, Bellinger. Bellinger's probably going to go to the highest bidder, thanks to Scott Boras, his agent. But maybe he wants to stay here. Maybe he likes what's here. Maybe he sees the potential here. Kid's young. He's still 28. He's got a good 4 to 5 good to great seasons left. He's got, good to great. He showed you he's healthy. Are you going to open up the purse strings? Ricketts family, I highly suggest you do. Cub fans love him. He loves it here in Wrigley. He's produced here in Wrigley. The guy has 94. The guy has 94 RBI. Let me double check. And this guy over here, 94 RBIs. Do you remember he missed a month? Do you remember he missed a month because of his shoulder or his knee? I think it was his knee. My apologies. His knee. He missed a month. It's like 3+ weeks. Imagine where he would be now if he didn't miss those over the 3 to 4 weeks. Imagine where this guy would be. Let me see. He has. Oh, goodness. Let's see. Did he hit a homer this game? Nope. I'm trying to find the last time he hit a homer. Because that would be. Yeah, I don't know. No, I don't have it here. Cubs are in a conundrum. You missed the playoffs. How did fans feel? Are they upset? Were they predicted to make the playoffs or a wild card? Then you had it. You had a hold on it. You were fighting for the division, and then you hit a crazy spot because you still had a shot for the division. And then you went on that 5-game losing streak. Are Cub fans mad? Because even whether or not you were slated to be in the playoffs, had a playoff spot, you were in the playoffs. You were holding the last playoff spot. And you couldn't seal the deal. Nothing more, nothing less. You couldn't seal it. Sorry, I hit the Mike. How excited are you at the games this weekend at Wrigley? You got Colorado. How excited are you? All right, Colorado's. Oh my God. Colorado is 40 games under 500. 40. Colorado is 56-96. 40 games under 500. Only team worse than that is the Oakland A's. Unbelievable. So the thing that the Cubs have to do is they have to go out and sweep the series. There's no ifs, ands, or buts, and not even keep it close. I mean, you'll take a 3-2 win or 1-0 win, trust me, or a comeback win, you'll take it. But you have to go out there now with the determination, the enthusiasm, the excitement, the intensity, realizing that your playoff berth is out of your hands. And if you don't control the controllables and win all the games possible, there's no shot. Other teams could acquiesce and Arizona could lose a couple of games, which I don't think, but it's possible. And if you don't do your part, you're left out. So you have to do your part. What does Rossi say to these guys after this funk that they were in? What do the leaders say? But first of all, who are the leaders? Is it Dansby Swanson because he's the highest paid? Is it the professor, one of the longest tenured? Is it Cody Bellinger? One of the best guys, if not the best guy on the team. Ian Happ, he's tenured. He's one of the longer tenured guys here too as well. Or is it David Ross? Is it just the head coach, just the manager? That's the issue they got to figure out. But someone's got to step up to the plate, literally and figuratively, and get this team back on track. Because as I said, your playoff berth is out of your hands. All you can do is win as many games as you can and hope that the Diamondbacks slip. And if the Diamondbacks slip and lose the last playoff spot, and they're going to be talked about, and that Arizona media, which is nowhere near as intense as the Chicago media, is going to eat them for lunch. And over on the south side, what are we doing? Well, what are we doing? They just don't give a damn. You had a day off yesterday. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there's an emergency meeting and 5 players didn't show up today. 5 Sox players didn't show up. No call, no nothing, just didn't show up to the ball game. Or they missed it. Well, they're on the road, but they missed a flight yesterday. Or they defected once they got to Boston. These guys don't want to play. They want to go home. And you know what? I want the season to be over so they can go home too. I want this damn season over because I'm tired of the shit that's going on at Sox Park. I'm tired of the nonsense. I'm tired of taking advantage of fans. I'm tired of you looking me in the eye, pissing on my shoes, and tell me it's raining. Meet the new GM, same as the old. Only time I'm going is the 30th. Hispanic Heritage Night. It's the only time I'm going. That's the only reason I'm going to another Sox game this year. The only reason. Otherwise, I'd stay far away from that joint. I like to have a good time. I'm anxious to see what moves they make. I am still, like many Sox fans, annoyed to no end that Getz is your GM. The guy who's in charge of your minor league system hasn't developed a damn soul. Tim Anderson is the only person that he's developed, that they've drafted and developed and brought up and made it anything. Gavin Sheets, kind of. Andrew Vaughn, kind of. Lou Bob, okay, but you didn't draft him, you signed him. But who else have you drafted and developed? Your minor league system sucks. So your reward, your punishment for being a shitty director of a minor league scouting and development is you get promoted to the GM? That's your punishment? Yeah, that sounds about right for the White Sox. That sounds right about perfect for the White Sox. We'll fire you up. You'll get laid off and get a pay increase for the new title. You know, you got Tuki Toussaint on the bump. Going against Chris Sale. Does Chris Sale even... No, I don't think so. I would say, would he get mad and have a revenge game? And I say, no, he won a World Series. He's like, thank you. I'm glad I cut up those 1970s, the blue 70s jerseys. That's for sure. Got me off the South Side into Boston, wicked pissa. I mean, Boston sucks too. Boston's at 75 and 78. They're 3 games under. I mean, we're 37 games under. Oh. You gotta throw like some softballs up there so we can hit them. Like, thank you guys for, I'm being facetious. But this White Sox team, do you care about them? I don't. And we want to hear something that's really, 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 really funny. I'll be at Sox Park today. I'll be at Sox Park today. A buddy of mine, it's a Game Changers event. And so it'll be in one of the bottom. There's a nice little area, dining area. So I'll give you a whole bunch of appetizers and drinks and stuff like that. I'll go to that. That's just free. That's free. Parking's free. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Chicago White Sox and the Game Changers. Oh, man. I told you it's got to be free. And it took me a while. My guy asked me the other day. I was like, yeah, I don't know. That's where I met Deanne Miller from ABC, from Channel 7 last year. I met her there. She still hasn't been on the show, Deanne. So we'll see who else is going to be there. And if I can wrangle them up and chase them for a year to get them on my show and not have them not show up. I reached out to her seriously 6 times, 8 times. And she wasn't blowing me off. No, not at all. She was just, oh, sorry, I'm here. So I'm doing this. I can't, I'm doing here. Or I'm here. It just didn't work out. And now she's covering the Bears. So I'll see her in the press box and be like, can you finally come on, please, Dion? So we'll see what other media members are there tonight. Or this afternoon, I should say. It's 4:30. I got to be there. Talk about that. Before we go to break, I want to do a big favor. Not a big favor. I want to send a big shout out. All right. I'll send a big shout out to my guy, Eddie Gutierrez. That's my dude. St. Rita alum. We went to St. Rita High School together. We graduated together. He's been very supportive. He owns Output Lounge. You hear me talk about. He's been very supportive of me and my career. I want to wish him a happy birthday. No. Is it his birthday today? Actually, I thought it was. Actually, it is. I was like, you have everything set, and it's his birthday. I'm like, wait a minute. Am I even saying the right thing? No. I got to double check. Because a buddy of mine said it was his birthday, so I'm like, okay, great. And I just went on the air and said it. Thought his birthday was in January. We'll figure it out. But anyway, I'm gonna be at Sox Park tonight, this afternoon, eating and drinking for free, which is the best way to go. I can't even tell you the best way to go when you, yeah, especially after what they put us through. Psh, come on, what they put us through. I'm telling you, this organization, I can't. Mondo Jr., that's hilarious. They need to bring back the shorts. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I did. So I want to wish my guy Eddie Gutierrez a happy birthday from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago. You know, like I said, you've been very supportive of my career. We've had phenomenal times, some crazy times, and just want to say thank you and love you, brother. And I'll see you sometime this weekend. All right, sometime this weekend. And big shout out to my girl Sandra that I actually met, a good friend of mine that I met at Output. She actually used to work with Eddie when he used to work down at the Board of Trade. That's how they met. And I met Sandra at Output one day. We were just chilling, just shooting the breeze. Great friend of mine now. Great friend of mine. So I want to wish my friend Sandra Guerrero a happy birthday today as well. They have the same birthday, and it's funny. It's crazy. It's funny when you come up with people, you find people, you come across them, you end up having the same birthday. Like me and Armando Lara Jr. in the thread. We played football together. We come to find out we have the same birthday. July 25th. We share the same birthday. It's the best day to have a birthday because it is also the birthday of Walter Payton. So we share the birthday with the greatest of all time in the NFL. But happy birthday to Eddie Gutierrez and my girl Sandra Guerrero. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. You guys are the best. And we'll kick it this weekend. But let's take a quick break. And on the other side of the break, our guy Ken Davis is going to join us. We're going to talk a little Bears football. Man, sit back, relax, and strap it down because it's about to be on. Let me tell you, I'm fired up with Ken. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
To run for 17, back he goes. Here comes Chubb. There goes the ball. Touchdown! Jones will walk at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now we will accelerate to get the first down and break tackles, and he's off to the races. And we got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
That I didn't like. I felt like, I wasn't necessarily playing my game. Felt like I was kind of robotic and, not playing like myself. So, my goal this week is just to, say F it and just go out there and, play football how I know how to play football. And that's not, that includes thinking less and just going out there and, playing off of instincts rather than just of, so much, so to say, info in my head, data in my head, and literally just going out there playing football.
What do you think was causing you to think so much, maybe think too much?
Could be, coaching, I think. But, at the end of the day, it makes it, they're doing their job when they're giving me, what to look at and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I, can't be thinking about that when the game comes. I prepare myself throughout the week, and then when the game comes, it's, it's time to play free at that point. So, just thinking less and, playing more.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. That was Justin. That's our guy. I'm anxious to see, and I think you should be too. All right, because Justin Fields last year put this team on his back, and here's the crazy part. Think of all the games. Was it 7 games we lost last year by 1 score or less? By 1 score? It can't be less than 1 score. Otherwise, you'd win. 7 1-score losses. He had no help. He's got help this year. He's got help. I hope that he's able to use his help. One of the things Getsy's talked about yesterday in the presser was a Thursday. Yeah, yesterday was sometimes you got to know. You heard the old gambler song. You got no one to hold them, no one to fold them, no one to walk away, no one to run. You got to know when it's time for stuff. And now that you have help, you don't always have to put your cape on. You don't always have to do that. You have other people. You have playmakers. You have DJ Moore. You got Darnell Mooney, who's in a contract year, who you've had good chemistry with last year, and you look for him this year. That's one of the reasons that they were talking about you on that wide open Rashawn Johnson miss, because you're trying to let him get open to hit him. So you got DJ Moore, you got Darnell Mooney, you still got Cole Kmet. That's a quarterback's best friends, your tight end. So let those other people work. We know the NFL knows what you can do. The NFL knows what exactly Justin Fields can do, and they know that he can take a team, put it on his back, and damn near win a game or a few games for you, which he did last year. Now he's got help. So imagine if you let DJ Moore eat and let him help you. Imagine if you let Cole Kmet help you. Imagine if you let Darnell Mooney help you. And just when everybody's taking their eyes off you because DJ Moore's breaking tackles, Darnell Mooney's getting behind people, Cole Kmet's getting another first down, moving to 6. Just when they start trying to stop those people because they're eating and they're helping you, guess what? That's where you break your 35, 40-yard, 50-yard run. Tutty to the house. Because you can't cover everything. I'm telling you, I was a defensive coordinator. I know Believe you me, I know. I played against great quarterbacks. You're just like, oh, Jesus. God forbid they had a stud receiver or a stud running back or a stud tight end or a combination of those. We're trying to do this. We're trying to do that. Oh, shit, we forgot about the quarterback. Fudge crackers. There he goes for a 40-yard gain, house call. So what has to happen is you need to make defenses be honest. Keep them honest. Because when they're spying on you, it makes it a lot more difficult. But if you hit DJ Moore, let him eat. Just DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet, let them eat. Get the focus off you for a second. Bingo. Now it's time for you to say, don't forget about me, Mother Hubbards. I am Justin Mickey Ficky Fields. In case you ain't know, let me bust this 35-yard run off for you quick, fast, in a hurry. But, man, it is time. It is time for my mans. I'm excited. We got a lot to talk about. We can't, but we got to introduce them the proper way. And the host of the NBC Sports Chicago Under Center podcast, Ken Davis. What up, Papa? How you doing?
Yo. Hit me with Ken Kardashian. Listen, Nomad, and who else? First of all, I want to talk about old linemen since my man Mondo's in here, but we got Cornelius and Nomad in here. How's that offensive line depth holding up for that ass? Oh, yeah, okay. I remember those shots fired. I'm shooting back now. We talking that talk. Ken Kardashian on that ass. What's going on, everybody?
Man, where do we start, bro? This has been a shit show. It's been on Wednesday literally all hell broke loose. And let's just start with Justin first. The Justin thing happened second because we didn't know about the resignation because that happened first, but we didn't know about it till later. Your thoughts on Justin, where he gave a couple things and everybody just took coaching and ran with it. That's how I saw it. How did you see it when they, after the presser and everyone went crazy with he said he's blaming the coaches, Your thoughts on that?
Social media. That's what social media is about. Also, I think it's when you get something that you've been desiring, one thing I did like about it provided clarity about the offseason. Because the question was, and not to say this still doesn't bear on Justin, but the question that I have, was it Justin saying, I want to be a guy that's winning from the pocket, or was it more of them or / Luke Getsy saying, I want you to be in the pocket and perhaps taking away, not intentionally, but taking away more run options. And you see it in the play call from the design runs. So I'm going to tell you some of the problems that I had with this team. I had question marks in the preseason. Mm-hmm. And we can talk about how preseason's not this, the preseason's like this. They're not good enough not to do what they did in the preseason. So for them to do what they did made me I don't know. They could tell me that everything's humming. Too many people are at camp. We know the offense wasn't humming at camp like that, particularly after the first week or two. All right. So it provided me with the thoughts, and also the same issues. I get that you had hopes that this offensive line was going to be fixed. As soon as guys start going down and all the things that now Nate Davis was going through, because we don't know how long Nate Davis' family has been going through what they've been going through. So I would think that's part of the reason that he wasn't available, outside of maybe he was dinged up. But you had these holes. So why go into this season assuming that you didn't have to do what you did last year to have a competent offense? Like that was the thing that stood out to me, where it's like, yo, we got this right now. You don't have, no, it hasn't. You don't have, you know what I'm saying, offensive line that's competent. You know what I'm saying? They do. They and also some of it's him. Let's not totally absolve Justin.
Which he acknowledged.
Justin put it on his line, on himself too. You know what I'm saying? So some of it, I mean, he's a grown-ass man. So at some point, you got to clear your own cobwebs out. And I mean, that's what he basically came out and said. But to me, it's nice. It's nice. Look, this is your career. Like, Luke Getsy will be a quarterback's coach and perhaps could still get another chance to be an offensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? Let's just say it may not pick up in the next 5 to 6 years, 7 years. But, dude, you mess around and somebody deems you as a bust, you're going to be someone that's holding a spot. Somebody may give him a chance, but, dude, it's going to be you're not the one, basically. And we're looking to see if we should draft somebody. So I'm happy he popped out and said what he said. I mean, let's not act like because even like some of the people have been like, it's Mitch all over again. Mitch Trubisky was nothing in college. Let's be totally open and honest what we're talking about. We're talking about pedigree. And I'm not saying that Justin is Trevor Lawrence, but he was close, all right, and growing up and competing with him and at times excelling past him. But no, this kid is proving that he can get some things done. There's some things that he needs to grow with. But I like that Justin stepped out and pointed out, because it's the things that all of us have been saying. Like, this isn't complicated, to be honest with you. That's what makes it befuddling. It's not complicated. Why aren't you moving the pocket? Why aren't you getting him open in space? I've said this on Under Center. Listen, spread it all out. Well, you need get these guys out the box. He needs space. The running backs, everything. You need more space. All right, like this isn't working. And the fact that you thought, and I'm talking about the offense, and we can talk about the defense later. But the fact that you thought it was going to work, and I'm still talking about the offensive coordinator, is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's one of those things, Shawn. Every time we've talked, I think at some point or rather, maybe some episodes we don't go to it, I've always said that I don't know about Luke Getsy. And I'm not still saying that Justin doesn't deserve some of this heat. That's not what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Because great players can do it without, to a degree. Now, maybe he's not that or not that right now. But, like, I've never just been totally like, yo, even after Getsy kind of opened the offense up last year, was like, yo, I'm all in on Luke Getsy.
You know, I agree, and I'm glad he took accountability as well. But it's, you know, here's the one thing, and I think this would
he did have some clean looks, Cornelius. I'm not going to say he didn't, but they haven't been playing good now. Now you're being facetious with that joint.
One of the things that I've said constantly about Justin, and you may remember, is like, he's a good soldier. All right, he's a good soldier. Mm-hmm. He does what he's told. All right, dad's a cop, grew up in a two-parent household. Like, listen, good kid, you know, and been groomed to be a quarterback his whole life. Do this, do these drills, this for everything. Okay, he doesn't have that asshole in him. Okay, and you got to have a certain degree to be great. Okay, very few times will you not, and even very few times will you find a great player, baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, whatever, that doesn't have it in them. Very few times. All the great ones, just about all the great ones, have it.
For the most part.
He needs to get that. He needs to get that, and he needs to, be a little more vocal, to them, and be like, "Look, guys, this isn't working." You know what I mean? And we don't know if he said that or not. And Luke Getsy, but I think, had he said that in a little more vehement way, or more, hey, I don't like this, I think they would have changed things for him, because it just bugs me. And I'm not giving up on Justin Fields by any stretch at all. Okay. I'm actually anxious to see what he's going to do on Sunday. Right. Now that he's free, now that, they're their dirty laundry.
You hope he's free.
Well, Hey, Luke Getsy you better see a lot more runs. You better see a lot more. Because you just took away one of the most explosive weapons in the NFL and just turned it off, just threw it in the shed and left it. It's like, dude, okay, you don't want him to run as much. I get it, but don't stop him from running.
But even with that, I mean, so look, let's get to this too. This is what I'm gonna call on the BS. Everything you said is correct. You have one of the most dangerous weapons when it came to elusiveness in the league, right? You've never really still uncorked his vertical threat. Like, what was the point of drafting Tyler Scott? What was the point? And I know that this guy hasn't gotten it, of bringing in Velus Jones. What was the point if you were even? And I know you could say he's more of a guy that just moves the stick, but initially people view Chase Claypool because of his height as a vertical threat. You brought in DJ Moore. What's the point if you're not going to put some danger when it comes to the vertical threat? And one, get the spy, get the safety out the damn box. What's the point? Like, even for instance, Shawn, we're saying you took him away running, but even if you want him to win from the pocket, you've collapsed the pocket because you're not throwing the ball. Now, some of that's Justin. Some of that's him missing receivers and not seeing receivers. But still, I'm talking call plays where that's the read right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, we're just so you know, and just to scare the backs, like, yo, this could happen in 80 seconds, even if it's an incomplete pass, but it's close to being completed, to make them know, like, yo, we better watch our backside out here or whatever. Like, I guess what I'm trying to say, even with what they're trying to do of keeping him in the pocket, it doesn't complement everything that he can do, you know? And that's where it's just like, there's a lot of like, if we're being honest, and I mean, I think most of y'all know I'm pro Bears. I'm pro Matty Eberflus. I'm pro Ryan Poles. They done messed up. All right? Like, you look at these pro personnel decisions, this is what they're doing in the offseason when it was like, Ken, you're coming down too hard. It's like, dude, this isn't adding up properly. I get what we want the season to be, but when you are looking at it, this doesn't sound as good as what we're saying because of what we're looking at on paper. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing where it's like, and again, all these people are learning on the job. Hopefully they become excellent at doing it, but we're still seeing the missteps of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's coming back to haunt you. You know, like, I mean, I could go in damn near a lot of different players. I don't feel like it because I don't want to be in a bad mood. It's bad enough that we've had one of, dog, this is worse. This is basically, I guess it's not as worse, but maybe it is. This is worse as the patch article that Nagy's getting fired and them not doing anything. They throw Tyke Turbot out there. Like, this was a bad week. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was dog, dude, when the Bears start getting nationally bad, this is bad. And this week, look, we weren't even full into week 3 yet. Dog, look like this is madness. Dog, no, Shawn, last part. We're a season and 2 games into a new regime. And hopefully this is just one of those things where we'd be like, man, remember? And then they kept going, but this is not good. And I mean, hopefully they turn it around. It's still early. Believe me, it's still early. They got some pieces. It's gonna be hard with what you have to do makeshift wise with that line. They didn't get enough tick. That was another thing. They didn't. No trenches were able to build. Some of it was injuries. Were able to build chemistry. Yeah, but still, it's playing too. Because look, even if the thing is this, you still know Tevin Jenkins is out. So regardless of who you're putting in, he has to build chemistry with the people that you're putting them in with. So you can be like, yeah, we're not going to play in preseason. Those guys need to gel. That's like out of any unit, they need time together. So if you got guys that's not my starter, but I don't want to put the offense out there they still have to gel. They don't let them just gel in the regular season. Like, that's the thing where it's like, and again, that's a Matt Eberflus thing. Now, I don't know how much Ryan Poles plays into that, but that's a Flus thing. Like, they needed time. But, dog, where's Mondo at? You need time to gel as an O-line, dog. That's what the whole thing is. The O-line is about. Is motherfucking gelling.
Yeah.
As I'm swearing early in the morning.
That's all right. It shows your passion, bro. It's okay. I got no problem with it. I think that, Haw actually asked them in the presser after the game against the Packers, like, are you going to reconsider your preseason, allotment of plays? So, but here's my question. Justin played 20 plays. See, the part of it is here's the biggest issue. It's not so much that, like, so how much do you want him to play in the preseason? Because if are you going to sit there and tell me that with 20 plays that Justin had, he's going to be twice as good as he is if he had 40 plays or if he had 35 to 40 plays? You know what I mean? Like, because
it's not just Justin. It's not just.
But I'm saying, but him and everybody else.
But I'm saying still. Now, the guys that are healthy, so if Tremaine Edmonds was injured and couldn't get out there, so the linebackers and even the front seven couldn't gel, that's something. But you knew that who's hurt on O-line. Like you and I'm team Tevin Jenkins. But I've said even on here, you got to come to grips. He may only be a guy that can be out there 70%, 75% of the time. And I'm team Tevin. So that going through the door. So it's not just, if we do these reps with Justin. No, it's if we do these reps with the receivers, if we do these reps with the offensive linemen, that these guys have more familiarity and experience in knowing with live bullets flying what we can do. They're not this good, Shawn. Like, you're telling me if Baby Goat can play during the preseason, that they can't get out there and play? Like, if teams that are good do it, how you gonna tell me a team that was the worst in the league last year shouldn't do it? Like, that's just, I'm just being like, some of this is just like, we need to be debating shit that's not even need to be debated. Like, we grew up in old football. Look, we don't even talk about it. I'm not saying they should. I'm not trying to be an old curmudgeon. They don't hit no more in practice and all the times that I know, but we know some of the old ways work. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of the old ways work. Right, and then it's a CBA. No, but not in plays in the preseason. No, man. That's
no, it is, but it is in practice. And that, just think if you had doubles, there's no doubles. Back in the day, they had doubles. I'm saying, but that's still not the reps. That's still not reps in preseason, though. Is the point that? So even what you're saying, all right. So take what Nomad just said. It's the CBA. The CBA dictates what happens in practice and how long you can hit during the preseason, OTAs, all that, if it's padded or not, correct? The CBA does not dictate how many reps I can give you in the preseason. It does not. All right. So that's on, if I feel the old ways are gone, this is a way for me to circumvent it and get more reps from my players against someone who doesn't know what we're doing. So it's not that our defense knows usually where we're running. Our offense knows what the defense is doing. That's what the whole thing is for. And I'm not saying that that's everything, but I'm saying they're not that good. Like, that's the thing. Like, sometimes we get too caught up in this where it's just like, look, wait, they won 3 games last year. They're not that good where we can be like, we taking time off and like, come on, man. Like, some of this, we don't need to debate some of this. You know what I'm saying? And we don't. And I'm still a fan of these cats. You know what I'm saying? But as a fan, I can also be called BS and be like, yo, son, that's like you. Me and you are cool, right? Me and you have disagreed on things, right? Like in chats that people don't know about. All right, where it's like, yo, nah, I don't see it like that. You know what I'm saying? And again, hey, Patty, again, that doesn't mean we're not cool, but we're guys, and we gonna keep it 100. Like, yo, if we don't see eye to eye, you're my friend. That's one thing too. And then again, I don't know up there, whatever. But if we're friends, we can disagree and still move forward. It doesn't make it that I'm an enemy of you. You're an enemy of me. I hate you, damn it. You don't agree with me.
No, because I have enough history built up to know, okay, this cat cares about me, so it's not like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that's
we're not solving world hunger. We're talking football.
We're not. We're talking and we know, like it really comes down to this. I wanted everything to work this offseason. They're not good enough to do some of the things that they did. Like that. And also, they don't have enough. Now I'm talking about the coaches. They don't have enough experience to make some of these decisions. If we're just really being honest, They haven't been in a position where yo, my cats, I've seen this happen. No, not from the position that you're at right now. You haven't seen it happen. So you should probably err on the side of what most people are doing. And to me, again, the worry was, why don't you want them out there? Now we can be like, so they don't get hurt. They gonna get hurt anyway. Because they basically got to start the regular season getting preseason reps because these guys haven't been playing with one another. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like we're watching college football, basically. Oh, sorry.
No, I hear you, bro.
My phone should be on mute. Phone should be. And again, that has nothing to do. It has something to do, but still to get to everything that happened this week. So I'll step down from that and get back into and let you run your show as I just get off my soapbox.
We'll just touch on it again. What you said is right, but the CBA also plays a part of it. You got one less game, and you can't play all your guys as much as you can, because that was great about the fourth. Like the fourth game, like the third game, the first team got first half, maybe even the third quarter, and fourth game it's everybody that's trying to make a spot.
Kansas City does it.
So now how do you build the depth?
Kansas City does it with the greatest quarterback not named Brady.
Right, but but what I'm saying is it's still. So you need depth here. You need help here. They know, like they can go play Mahomes a series or two in each game, and he comes out and you're good. So people can say, well, he played in all three. Yeah, but how many plays did he have? I mean, if he goes down and scores, okay, great, and then everybody else is in. So we need to find out who the hell we have backup, because we had offensive linemen go down. We have running Deontay Foreman is down. We got Kyler Gordon down. We need to find out these young cats who can play. They need a lot of reps in here as well.
Young cats, wait, stop. One, you look at the Kansas City offensive line and the changes that they go through with Brown leaving, and they're still trying to figure it out because it's not the same line that they've been bringing in the kid from Jacksonville or wherever they came in to play tackle. But the point that I want to get to, and this is the point that we was battling with, and this isn't a you, Shawn, thing, it's the chat room. This is a point that we was battling with in the offseason. These guys ain't guys, all right? These guys ain't guys. The Jatari Carters, the Dieter Eiselins, all the guys that was like, man, but Leatherwood get his ass in. They're not guys. That was the point of saying there was no depth. We keep going to these rosters and looking at the man, I'm about to tell you, when so-and-so get up in here, where's so-and-so at? Look, I like doing this. I'm telling y'all, I'm not come here to play the villain. I don't. I love y'all. But it's like sometimes we got to stop. We just got to stop, man. We got to stop. We got to stop. These guys, I look at this depth chart. Dude, there's a reason. And that guy is on this team that's a bad team. So that's not even good depth. All right? And it's a rebuilding team at that. You know what I'm saying? That was the point of, and I know what's the name of coming here, Cornelius, about Ken. They can't have all pros. No, I'm talking about just veterans. Not guys that were bust first-round picks for the Raiders. Not guys that were sixth-round picks for us. No, I'm talking about vets, all right? That's the reason why you didn't challenge Braxton Jones, and now he's out, and you should have had a swing tackle already. You should have had a swing tackle here. Like, that's what I've been saying. We don't got a swing tackle? You don't like Larry Borum? You don't like Larry Borum. It'd be different if you like Larry Borum. You don't like Larry Borum. So if you don't even believe in him being a quality swing tackle, he should be the third guy that should be the quality swing tackle. You didn't believe in him. I'm talking about Ryan Poles and Ian Cunningham. They clearly didn't believe in him. We all was down with the Borum gang, wasn't we? Where's my Borum man on Twitter right now? Like we was cool with it. You were like, he ain't good enough. And again, I'm not saying that I know that he's good or not, but I'm saying if you felt like he wasn't quality depth, why didn't you insulate yourself then? That's the point that I'm trying to make.
Well, moving on, the next thing that happened on Wednesday was the first thing that happened that we didn't know about till later was a resignation. How crazy was it that all the speculation that's coming out about Coach Williams's resignation? There's, you had John Z Sports coming out talking about there was a raid at his house, there was a raid at Hallis Hall, and then you got Hallis Hall's like there was no raid here. Ian Rappaport confirmed it. He said Peanut Tillman told Eberflus. I'm like, where are you getting it? And then he doubled down saying, this is, I stand by my sources. And then this thing spread like wildfire. But the thing that got me, obviously we don't know what the heck's going on. Okay.
I feel like Little Reese said that about Peanut Tillman. If you get where I'm getting that from him saying we got rated, and I was like, didn't you play for the Bears? But go ahead.
But the thing that was really, really evident to me that stood out was the lack of words that the Bears issued in their statement.
You mean, so-and-so's leaving.
Yeah, he's and the most of it, not even, it was
no compassion.
No, thank you for your time.
He did well. Yeah, he always have a home
here. We wish you well in getting your health.
Yeah,
nothing for you and your family.
It seems like there's more to it. You're basically trying to allude to. We don't know.
He's like
last week. Okay,
resign. Period.
Slightly full disclosure. We was on watch last week with.
Oh yeah, when he didn't show up.
Yeah, clearly it was. Did he get talked to and said, decide if you want to be here? Because what should have happened, I'm going to take these reins and I'm going to go out on my shield talking about Matty Eberflus. I said this on Under Center. Dude, you better pick your poison because you won't be choosing these coordinators moving forward. And the guy that comes in may be auditioning for your gig. And so the side of the ball that you are wisest in, you should take control of it because your defense hasn't been good. Last year, it was an effort, but they didn't have talent. They still can't stop the run, and the DBs are miscommunicated in the backside. All right? You need to – if this is what you're good at, you need to get one side of the ball that's playing in a better manner. But then the everything that you heard, the rumors, that's when Twitter gets bad. I don't know what's going on with Alan Williams. But like you said, clearly how brief they were in their press release, it feels like there's more to it, and they're covering themselves from perhaps seeming deaf, I guess, if there's something bad involved, to where it's like, yeah, y'all out here making it seem like he's this. And again, I'm assuming this, so this isn't fact. I'm just looking at it the way that you looked at it, and everyone has basically said that when you look at the fact that they didn't come out with what you would deem with more compassion for an employee that's having some type of issue that's going on in his life. All right. So there's more to it. His lawyers come out, but he's his lawyer. So I wouldn't be paying this guy if he's not covering my ass. What's the point of him being my lawyer? You know what I'm saying? That's his job, is to cover my backside. So we have to take that with a grain of salt because he's not going to come out and be like, yeah, he's out here messing up. I'm about to tell y'all about it. Like, that's not what your lawyer is supposed to do. So that was alarming. I'm happy. I'll say this, though. I think I'm happy that yesterday Ryan Poles popped out. I mean, he didn't add anything to it. But that would be something that the old regime wouldn't even do. You may not hear from him until like the middle of the season interview, basically, where we would kind of get what he would want to do if we're talking about pace. So I'm happy that with everything that happened, especially because it's on your watch. You assembled all of this. You got some holdovers like Justin and all that, but you held them over. All right. So you assembled this and you've made mistakes. Like, man, Ryan Poles made some mistakes. And I'm a Ryan Poles guy, and then maybe one day I won't be because it's early. Like this, we can't just assume when you like, dude, if I just take over a job, I may be able to do it at a good level, but there's going to be some mistakes if I've never done it before. That's just it. And even if I've been training for it, still when I get in that seat, there are going to be things that comes my way that I'm not necessarily prepared for. I think I'm prepared for them, but I've never had to navigate them. That's life in general. So I'm not saying it as like disrespect. I'm just saying this is what happens. And even some seasoned executives, but this is what happened when you have some more unseasoned guys, and we're living through it. You know what I'm saying? If there was an issue with Alan Williams, and not to say like the Bears could have never known, Matty Eberflus could have never known, even being that they both come from Indy. He don't know what's going on at that man's home or in that man's life. Right. But still, it's one of those things that you attach your name to somebody, and it comes with it. That's why No, you get me a job somewhere, and you'll be like, hey, Ken, just to knock it out. But remember, I use my name in this. You know what I'm saying? Like
My
that's one of those things. Yeah, because then I can't bring anybody else in if you mess it all up. Then the people aren't going to believe when I'm trying to help somebody, I'm trying to lift somebody else up and be like, yeah, I hear you, but that last dude you came over here was on some BS. You know what I'm saying? So it's life, but they're growing through that. And it look right as of right now, and we don't know what it is. It bit them in the ass. We're just being honest. We're grown-ups. Like none of us here are kids. We all know right or wrong, and I mean wrong from the point of it may not be your fault, but it still falls on you because you use your name to do something. And how I was raised, my dad, it always fell on me. If I gave Shawn the responsibility to do something that was my responsibility, my dad would say it was on me. He'd be like, I couldn't say, well, Dad, I gave it to Shawn and Shawn didn't take care of it. Nah, whose job was it?
You trusted
it was my
Shawn,
job.
and that's where it's your fault.
It falls. So that's how I was raised. I couldn't be like, it was. And again, sometimes it wasn't on me, but I made that decision, and my decision bit me in my back. So I gotta call it how I see it instead of making excuses about it.
Yeah, so it's been quite interesting, and most of it has nothing to do with football, which is crazy. What happened Wednesday. So I'm looking forward to the game for Justin, playing freer and all this other stuff. They hugged it out yesterday for the cameras. It was quite comical.
I'd rather they not. I'd rather they not had done that. I mean, they could have said. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would prefer if they just sat down together in front of the mic, and that made it open up some doors. But and again, it doesn't make a real big difference. But that we didn't need. Like, this isn't the city for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need that, to be honest with you. Again, it doesn't make any difference. But when I saw it, it was kind of like, okay, like. I don't need that. Like, solve the problem. I get there's no issues. Y'all are grown-ups. Hopefully y'all do get over it and get to working. You know what I'm saying? Like, both of your jobs are on the line. So I hope you figure it out. But I don't need to see y'all hugging and making it mugging for the camera, even though it's a brief. It's not necessary. Like, you came out and said what you had to say. You're trying to save your ass. He's trying to get a promotion to another position by showing how he can develop you, and right now he's not doing it as well as he should do. Like, but I don't need that. I get that you're attached at the hip, but like, yeah, it's that was much to do about nothing, if you ask me.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. It was playing to the cameras. Just make sure you run the ball more. Run the ball more.
Okay. Even with that, and this gets back to you talking about. Well, what is 20 more reps? Let's just say 60 more reps. They don't even know with the offensive lineman they have how to run the ball like they ran it last year. And also slightly, they don't know this is a Lou Getsy thing, how to adapt. Everyone knows what you preferred last season now. I'm scheming for how you were running Herbert. I'm scheming for with the power run like you were doing with David Montgomery, how you're trying to do it with Roschon. I've seen it on tape. You know what I'm saying? So partially it's the injuries and the chemistry, but also it's how do you move next? So now what we got, and this is in my opinion, we got Razzle Dazzle. Remember Razzle Dazzle 25 years ago where, we're going to see how long that Razzle Dazzle lasts or whatever. We get now. So you had something last year. Was it real? Because when the league knows what you're doing, you haven't you did not progress to know, I got to use this off of this because they know I do this when we're in this. Like, and that's where it's like, okay, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's where it was kind of like, let's see how good Getsy is, because you pulled off some tricks last year, but with all the tape, everyone's going to know how you usually run those tricks, and you have to run those tricks in a different way out of a different look. And that's not what we're seeing. It's not even just run the ball. It's get off on the run. Like, I've been wanting to talk to you about this for a minute. How often have we talked about, dude, let these guys go out there and put some licks on somebody? It's more about them guys wanting to put some licks on some guys. They not putting no licks on nobody, Shawn.
Yeah, look at this. Look at this picture. Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Look at the 20-yard line.
Oh.
They have established, and mind you, it's one of the better defensive lines in the game, but nonetheless, they have reestablished the line of scrimmage.
Yes,
on
they
our
have.
side, on our side. And running back doesn't even have the ball. It shows
the
get off. It shows the get off that these guys have. It shows the intensity that this is preseason game 1. No,
Dude,
game 2. The last one, dude, is crazy. And look at this. Just this alone speaks volumes.
But they got SEMO though, right? Haven't I heard how they got this? Like, and this is a Flus thing about all these teachers. Flus has hit us with, you got to be a teacher. And the whole thing when they first brought SEMO in, well, I'm like, yo, I don't even know who this cat is, but they making it seem like he is the GOAT of offensive linemen. And that goes to the point of when everybody mentions Jatari Carter, Alex Leatherwood, Larry Borum. Isn't Chris Morgan supposed to be coaching them up because he's this great offensive line coach? And I'm only going off of what they said. This isn't me trying to be an ass. I'm going off of bouquets were thrown at him, and I thought I was misinformed, right? Because I'm like, damn, this, all right, I guess he is then, right? Because you have professionals saying this, and where's the development, right? Where's the development of these guys? From your general manager and assistant general manager? These guys have kind of given us the inkling that when it comes to offensive linemen, they can find them, right? So I'm not just blaming the guys, I'm blaming the brain trust. You know what I'm saying?
That falls on them because you talk about, and one of the biggest reasons I think they cut Alex Leatherwood is he's owed money. You got him off the waiver wire, so his contract's guaranteed. He's a first-round pick. Okay, so they're like, okay, we could find him. Let's get guys who are pretty good or close to him. Well, we don't have. I think it was a money issue.
Did anybody pick Alex Leatherwood off of waivers?
Well,
I don't think so, right? That means that money they still had to pay the guaranteed money. Because like that's the thing. Like once they didn't let him clear waivers, and nobody else was going to make the same mistake they made, and now it's compounded because the Bears proved, I guess, whatever that was in him down at school and roll it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't in them. So no one's gonna be like, yeah, let me pick up that rookie contract. So that's still on the Bears. Now they got a body out the way so they can bring in another body. And I'm not upset with if you make a mistake, clearing out the mistake. But you said that this gentleman, and again, prove me wrong, was exceptional when it came to this. So when we're in the offseason arguing and I'm getting on depth, that he's supposed to be the one making these guys not exceptionally, a lot better to where they can be decent if they're called in to do something. You know what I'm saying? Or they can also grow, and you could see, it may just take him a season and a half. I can see him developing into a starter. That hasn't happened. All right. And that's where it's like, so these guys ain't these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like or at least right now, let me say that. At least right now, they're not these guys. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see, man. I see, says, with that one guy, he's done. Jashar Carter is out there just ruling the world. I have to say that.
And here it is. It is only 2 games, and as much as I see the things that need to be done, I'm not Chicken Little. All right, stuff needs to happen. So 2 things. One, hope Nate Davis should be back. Hopefully he's back for good at this particular point. So that takes care of one. I think the 3 positions that are most important, I shouldn't say the most important, but are extremely important in the run game. Most important in the run game, but extremely important, the 2 guards in the center. All 3 positions have been weakened. All right, you lost your left guard, your right guard was out, and then your center, who was the best center we had, you move him to left guard, and you put the center, you got Patrick in there. And Patrick is,
he's still here. He's still here, right?
Unfortunately,
so you came into this. First of all, so I'm gonna tell you, first episode of Under Center last year that Josh Schrock joined us, Alex wasn't there, and we're sitting there, and I said
hi to Alex in the press box the other last week or 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
He's like, nice to finally meet you. Nice to meet you, Shawn. I'm like, yeah, nice to meet you too, Alex.
So I said to Josh in the first episode he joined us, I said, people are talking about Lucas Patrick like he wasn't a backup and that he can really be this guy. I said, I don't know if he can, but we're really assuming a lot. And then I said this to him. I said, and I love me some Cody Whitehair, but he's long in the tooth. And it's about to be that time where the roosters come home to roost. And I'm not putting this as much on Cody, even though being that you do know offensive linemen, you let Daniels go. So you weaken the depth. You had a guard / center if you needed. You let Daniels walk. And I get where you were trying to trim the budget, But you could have just held on to him and cut him after a new deal when his guarantee money got low. You had quality guys, and you could have put depth behind them. So that's part of it. But what I'm trying to say is they went into the season with these guys, Shawn, thinking it was going to be okay. That's what I was saying in the offseason when it was like, yo, I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was a mistake. Look, Lucas Patrick should not be on this roster. That when we talk about eating mistakes, that mistake should have been eaten after last season when we saw he couldn't play guard. He couldn't play guard worth a damn. So how the hell is he going to be a good center and he can't play guard? The level of the type of center he would be wasn't going to grow exponentially because it was like, man, when you put me in that middle, now I'm going to show your ass. Like, no, dude, you were getting mauled at guard. As much as people hated Sam Mustafa, remember the set? Like, this is why sometimes, and I know that Mustafa haters are out there. Mustafa was a backup, and you knew it. So when he was out there and he was giving you a hard 65, I wasn't mad because he was giving all that he had, and he wasn't a starter. Lucas Patrick ain't giving us diddly squad, and
Sam Mustafa had a good game this weekend. He had a real good game.
Again, I wouldn't look. He be here on mine, and I know he's limited, and I get why people was mad at him because it's like, damn, Mustafa starting. He's not supposed to start, but when he's in there, he's serviceable. They didn't have serviceable backups. Was the point? That was the point.
So did they not have serviceable backups, or are they really hyping Simo more than necessary? Because if Mustafa goes to another system, Mustafa has a good game. Now, mind you, he has one game, and the sun shines on the dog's ass every now and then. All right. Now, can he have 2 good games, like for short 2 or 3 good games to fill in? Okay, then you got to start looking at Chris Morgan. If it was a one-time, one hitter quitter, okay. But if he starts in 2 or 3 games and has a good is serviceable, now you got to say, wait a minute, Chris Morgan, why can he go somewhere else and they make him serviceable, but you can't?
It's both. It's both. Again, no one's saying he was good. All right, but he was a guy that when you break in case of emergency, he was a break in case of emergency guy. None of those guys are supposed to be where you like, I want him to start over the starter. That wasn't the point. It was, if we got to go 3 games, man, he may cost us maybe half a game. You know what I'm saying? But that's 2.5 games where it's gonna be some times where his ass is gonna get pushed back on his backside because he's smaller, but still he's gonna get up in there. He's gonna give us enough time. Like, that's the thing. It's not about having a bunch of all pros. It's just about having some guys that, if I need you to go in there for a few games, you're going to win more than you lose. And not just guys where it's like, we still trying to figure out if this guy should be in the NFL. You can't, not on a bad team. You can't on a bad, especially when you're trying to develop a quarterback. Like, that's the thing. Like, it looked cool, but it was like I built a house on bad foundation. Like, my house could look fly as hell. But man, that damn slab is cracked. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe building it on sand wasn't a good idea.
Yeah, I don't think so, Shawn. I don't believe so.
Last question before we let you go, man. I love me and you can sit there and talk shit. We could talk for hours. How much pressure does this put on Eberflus and this whole thing and Poles? Because Poles brings the guys in. Poles isn't apparently getting enough the proper groceries. The staff is brought in by Eberflus. Kevin Warren say, "Oh, hold on, I'm trying to push a new stadium here and some tax credits and all this other shit, and you're putting this type of product on the field, and we got you guys resigning. We're 0-2 right now, and again, it's only 2 games, but how soon, or maybe it is already, how soon before the seat gets hot on Eberflus and then on Poles?"
Okay, let me flip that on you. Let me interview you,
Marcus,
real quick.
Flip it. You got to flip the script. Got to flip it, Marcus.
Flip it. Coordinate. Let me ask you, in your heart of hearts, no biasness whatsoever, how they've played so far this season, how many games, readjusted record-wise. I don't even want to know what your record was before the season started.
It's 10-7. I put on it.
If the SuperBack is readjusting, so now I'm gonna open the door. If the SuperBack is looking at what they did the first 2 games, what's your schedule? What's your record right now? Just going off of how they played the first 2 games and looking at the schedule. Because right now, I'm gonna tell you, if we playing spades,
You got one book?
I said 1.5, and Alex got mad at me saying you're supposed to say nil. I said that's I said you don't play like I play. You don't play like we play. I find out because Shawn, you can have 7 over there. So if I'm like what, because I'm hoping if I'm like I'm looking at look, if I got 1 in a possible, how the cards are dispersed, I hope you got the whip. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I hope he got the big joker, the little joker, the ace,
the king, the queen.
He got aces and other. Yeah, I'm hoping like he may. So I'm gonna tell him like, listen, I may be able to get us 2. I can steal a 3rd, but I may be able. So I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. So now, I'm asking you now, how many books do you think you can get with this roster right now? How they played the first 2 games?
Okay. How they played the first 2 games with no adjustments and now them getting better.
Just how they played the first 2 games. No, yes, this is how they played the first 2 games.
Okay.
All right.
7 to 8. 7.
Whoa, you wild. You're a wild boy. You're a wild boy. This is Italian Shawn is in the house.
Summer's not over till Saturday, bro.
They be
Summer of Shawn is still going. Italian Shawn is alive.
As my earbud falls, they be lucky to get 4. And I'm being nice. How they played the first 2 games, because dude, you may look up and beat a Chargers team. They may beat Carolina, but man, they can't beat Detroit like this. They can't beat Minnesota. And look, you know one thing we know. Don't. First of all, they can't beat Green Bay, but don't let Aaron Jones be healthy. They damn sure ain't beating Green Bay. All right. So to answer your question, if they continue to play this bad, the axe has to fall on somebody's neck, and it won't be Poles' neck. Poles will get another chance to pick another coach, and I'm not saying it's going to fall on Eberflus, but they're going to move those coordinators. First of all, you're getting a new defensive coordinator next year, regardless.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
So the question will be: will you get a new offensive coordinator? Then the issue with that is, you damn near got to make it from the damn system that he came from, so you don't have to change the verbiage with the whole. So we're gonna go to next year, and Justin have to learn a whole different offense. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't see improvements from the offense, and that also depends on where they fall, and if you decide that you're gonna move on from Justin. I mean, right now it looks bad. I'm not saying it's gonna stay bad because it's only week 3. We saw last year that they went on runs where Justin was scoring 30 points easily. They can do that, and I think the defense will play better under Matt Eberflus. You know what I'm saying? We did see halftime adjustments. I was disappointed in the first game. We didn't see halftime adjustments, and that was one of the best parts about last season that made me get faith in Matt Eberflus, where you saw the little things in coaching, like, of course, the mini-bye, halftime adjustments, teams, the clock management properly, also the team not quitting until the last game of the season when they was a sucker-ass team. But that showed a lot about how they were listening to him. But now you got vets up in here. That was a bunch of guys trying to be in the league last year and young kids. You know what I'm saying? So
the reason I said 7 was this, because if with the caveat, if they played the way they did, if they played the way they did, and then I'm saying that every team that they play the rest of the season has to play the same way, then I go 7 easily. I mean, you got Denver coming. They're 0-2. Okay.
You think they're better than Denver?
We're probably not going to.
Let me ask you, you think they're better than Denver?
No, the way they're playing, they have as good a shot as anybody. All right. Then the
way who's playing. They have a good.
The way Denver
or the Bears.
The way Denver's playing, they got as good a shot as anybody. They're 0-2, just like we're 0-2.
Okay.
All right. Then you got.
I'm gonna take Sean Payton. I'm gonna take Sean Payton at 4 days out of the week at least.
You got Minnesota. They're 0-2. Give me one of those 2 games. We're gonna play Minnesota twice, so give me one of those games. All right. Arizona 0-2. Who else were we at? Carolina 0-2. So there's games in there that I think we can get 7. We can get 7 games, and them playing the same way that they did, and other teams playing the way they did.
Can I hit that? Can I hit that? Can I hit it too? It's early. This is early. I didn't know you wake and bake with yours, but forget it. You my guy. Can I hit it? Get out of here, bro. Lismo. You came in too late to start talking shit. It's good to see you. I hope everything's going well. No, it's not half empty. It's first of all, I said they can turn it around, but if we're being honest with how they looked the first 2 games, it's disappointing. It's early in the year. It's
But
early in the but I mean,
can't say they're going to stay this way.
But see, the thing is, this is the thing. Now I'm gonna leave y'all with this. You knew that you had the same situations last year, so even when you're adding talent, you still have to be like, you know what, Shawn, you would do this if you have a business, you have several businesses, right? If you knew this usually doesn't work, so I have to do it this way. And even when you go into a new season, you're still going to know, oh, yeah, I got to remember this wasn't working, so I have to do it this way. They came into the year acting like that wasn't working. And that was alarming to me because you were the people that were in charge of it. So it'd be different if these guys were new. So let's just hypothetically say it'd be different if this was the first year there and they come in and was like, yeah, I think I can get a lot out of these linemen or whatever. And then you find out, oh, it's going to take me a minute to do it. No, you knew. You knew what you had to do to get Justin off last year. So why would it be different? That doesn't make sense. I'm dealing in being rational. That's how I look at things. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm dealing, get your old Ken, Shawn Sierra. If I'm with a woman and she trifling and I'm expecting now she gonna act right, who y'all gonna blame for staying with her? Don't blame me. It's like you knew she was trifling. All right, that's the point that I'm making. You knew it was trifling, and then you was like, "Yeah, but I'm a wife up." That didn't change nothing.
Oh, dude, Ken, I love having you on, bro. I love it. And too bad the show's only 2 hours. We'd keep you another little time. Just keep going, man. I love it. I love it. But do me a favor before you go. Let everyone know where they can find you and your work online and on TV. Superstar.
You can always check me out 5:30 p.m. on NBC Sports on the center that Davis. It's not. Look, I want to be on here in week 9 and be like, Ken, you said this. I want them to be. Who wants to report? Like this is the thing too. Don't take it like I'm dissing it. I'm upset. I don't want to deal with this shit. You think this is? You know how upset I am where I'm watching this and I'm like, wait, so I got 15 more weeks of this? Dude, and that's outside of work. This is something I'm passionate about. But I'm not going to lie and glassy it all up. I'm just not. If that's what you need, at times I'll give you a little bit because I'm much more of a glass full person if you know me. If you really know me, I don't really shit on people. I'm much more of I'm looking for the best in you. All right, that's really what I am. But we also have to be honest and look at this is what they do. And that's outside of this regime. This has been historically. So I know every year we look at it as it can be different. And I hope this year is different. But right now, I'm disappointed in some gentlemen that I had higher regard for, and Matt Eberflus and Ryan Poles, because I thought they would do better at this point, and they still can. But I'm not going to sit here and lie about it. That's it. I'm not trying to diss it. I'm just trying to be honest. And actually, I laugh at things when it looks dark because I was a kid in a bad state coming up at times. So I have dark humor. So when it seems like I'm being an ass, it's really I'm laughing because it hurts.
The coping mechanism. It's a coping mechanism.
It is. Yes, it's a defense. It's coping in a defense mechanism. Yeah. So like that's really what it is. That's just how I get off because it's like, damn, this is messed up, man. So that's it. But Shawn, I always appreciate it. Everybody in the chat. I love y'all. Don't say you shouldn't take it personally because y'all not out there getting your asses kicked. So
or costing Ken money, so you're good.
Everybody, please have a great weekend and be safe. And much success to y'all. And I love the community always. Everybody, again, if your families, everybody that I know up in here from Bellissimo, Patty, Armando, Nomad, Marshawn, Brandon, also Cornelius, everybody, I hope your families do well and you all are doing well. But I'm out, Shawn. I always appreciate it. And I guess I'll be back in a month or so, and hopefully things will be going better than what they're going right now.
We will. We'll salute. We'll have a nice little cigar. I still got to get you that gift I got you. I had it for over a year now, damn it.
We got well, last part. No one's playing well enough for us to see each other. Like, I know. That's the worst part. No one's done something good. Like the Bulls aren't good. The Sox have no one's playing enough to where we can be like, yo, let's do this. But that's it. We got to do something. We got to hang out. We haven't hung out in over a year. We got to hang out.
Bet. All right, Ken. Thanks, Papa. Hey, guys, quick, man. We got to run. We're running up on it. Excellent show. I appreciate Ken for coming on, man. Great stuff. Guys, have a phenomenal weekend. Second City Sports coming up next. This is going to be replayed at 4 o'clock today. You got Smoke Fellas tomorrow, 11. Your boy, the SuperBack.